Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to this segment of Coach Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. The recitation is Sri Rag Ki War, Salok Mahalla Tija. Satgur Seve Aapna, so sir lekhe laye. Vichon aap gwaye ke, ravan sach liv laye. Satgur jini sevyo, tina birtha janam gwaye. Satgur jini na sevyo, tina birtha janam gwaye. ਨਾਨਕ ਜੋ ਤਿਸ ਭਾਵੈ ਸੋ ਕਰੇ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਕਿਛੁ ਨ ਜਾਏ। ਮਹੱਲਾ ਤੀਜਾ। ਮਨ ਵਿਕਾਰੀ ਵੇੜਿਆ ਵਿਕਾਰਾ ਕਰਮ ਕਮਾਏ। ਦੂਜੇ ਭਾਏ ਅਗਿਆਨੀ ਪੂਜਦੇ ਦਰਗਹਿ ਮਿਲੈ ਸਜਾਏ। ਆਤਮ ਦਿਓ ਪੂਜੀਏ ਬਿਨ ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਬੂਝ ਨ ਪਾਏ। ਜਪ ਤਪ ਸੰਜਮ ਭਾਣਾ ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਕਾ ਕਰਮੀ ਪੱਲੇ ਪਾਏ। ਨਾਨਕ ਸੇਵਾ ਸੁਰਤ ਕਮਾਵਣੀ जो हर पावे सो थाए पाए। पौड़ी। हर हर नाम जपो मन मेरे जित सदा सुख होवे दिन राती। हर हर नाम जपो मन मेरे जित सिमरत सभे किल विख पाप लहाती। हर हर नाम जपो मन मेरे जित दालद दुख भुख सब लह जाती। हर हर नाम जपो मन मेरे मुख गुरमुख प्रीत लगाती। जित मुख भाग लिखिया तुर साचे हर तित मुख नाम जपाती. So this pauri, as we can see, has a refrain, har har naam japo. This is an exhortation to the mind, and it is based on Guru Amar Das's own personal experience, because he's saying har har naam japo, having dwelt on the name. When my mind was able to dwell on self-knowledge, he says, then it experienced clarity and wholesomeness. It developed the strength to endure the poisonous arrow of fate. The afflicted mind was now healthy. The intellect was now filled with discrimination and discernment, filled with love. Har har naam japo man mere jit sada sukh hove din rati. This is the constant state. Har har naam japo man mere jit simrit sabbe kilbek paab lhati. So this is the endurance that the mind develops to face the ups and downs of life. Har har naam japo man mere jit dalad dukh bhukh sab leh jati. All the irrational, narcissistic addictions of the mind are erased. And all of this happens because the teaching of the true enlightener, the Satgur, was assimilated and enshrined in the heart. Now, not following the Satgur is tantamount to living in vain. Satgur jini na sevyo, tina birtha janam gavaye. So the mind, in its primitive state, that is, in the way we are, is concerned with mere survival, as you all know. Most of us are caught in the daily rat race and the routines that bind us. Others feel restricted by job demands and their financial situation. And in our day and age, I dare say that boredom has become the new neurosis. So in other words, the bottom line is that we are consumed by the external world. If you recall, this is the Tat side of our existence, and we had spoken about Tat and live being two sides of the same coin. What happens is that our focus is entirely on Tat, and in the process we forget its inner companion, live, the inner purpose. So here in this passage, we are being reminded to have that inner purpose, because that is one purpose that we all share. Our outer goals and purposes can change over time and obviously vary between person and person. But that inner purpose is something that we all have in common. And what might that be? That is awakening to the self that is within all of us. And it is only when the outer tat is aligned with the inner awakening that life can be deemed successful according to Gurmat. So to bring about that shift in consciousness from the ego self to the creator self requires the Satgur. And now the Satgur should not be thought of all as a person necessarily, although it can be a person like the Sikh gurus were. But it is better to think of Satgur as the principle of intuitive knowledge that is embedded in us already. And intuitive knowledge is different from mental thinking. It is this difference that the Satgur teaches you. It enables you to cultivate faculties within you that are asleep, that you have to awaken in order to find the inner purpose. And that's when you will align your outer purposes to the inner intuitive understanding and have clarity. And lastly, this process is grace. It cannot be forced. Gurmat emphasizes this over and over again. Jap tap sanjama pana Satguru ka karmi palle paye. So to be in harmony with the will of the Creator Self is the essence of all understanding. It's the essence of all discipline. And as it pleases, it does. So acceptance is the first step in this evolution. With those thoughts, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.